clear the record, first of all, I haven't worked as hard as I have over the last few years in my whole life, and I've worked pretty hard in a lot of agencies, so I'm not just working on my book and doing sort of kind of insidious things, if you like. I've been asked about Saatchi Singapore. It's gone through a very, very tough time. One of the problems we've had as an agency in Singapore is that we haven't had international business, and any agency that doesn't have international business in Singapore is always going to be in a street fight, because it's one of those markets where there's a high churn of clients, local clients that is. They're demanding, they want good prices, discount prices, and Saatchi has also been victim that it hasn't really changed quickly enough away from just being purely an advertising agency into a more holistic kind of business. So it's gone through a hard time, everyone knows that. We've lost a few clients, but we've also won a couple of clients too. MSD is one of our big clients. We're also getting some international business moving to Singapore next year, so that's going to give us some support. And also we're in collaboration with Saatchi Lab, which is another part of our business, which has been separated for many years, but they're now coming closer to us. They've got a big client base, and they've got some great talent in there that we're actually sort of working and partnering with. So Saatchi Singapore will come back, and actually, interestingly enough, they've got a couple of campaigns in the pipeline which are absolutely spectacular, which will hit the market next year. Saatchi and Saatchi in general, everyone's sort of going, well, you know, Andy's gone quiet, I have gone quiet, but I've never been someone who's sought out the limelight for quite a while. I used to in Ogilvy, but I've always thought it was overrated. The big change for me was I was in London. I was in London or New York at our Worldwide Creative Board, and we had a guy there called Robert Senior, who is a super suit, and he's the guy that sold in Cadbury Gorilla and he sold in T-Mobile Dance. And when he came into our meeting, he said, you know, I don't get you guys. You've won hundreds and hundreds of Cannes Lions, and you're doing the awards game for the sake of the awards game. You're not doing it for doing the right thing by the client. He said, look, you know, at Fallon, we only win once every 2 years. But when we win, everyone knows that we've won with something big and iconic. So they won with Bravia Balls, they won with Cadbury Gorilla, and most recently, Robert's been behind the T-Mobile campaign. And it sort of really struck a chord with me, because I think, as we all know in Asia, we're all going for the Campaign Brief Asia rankings. And I just think it's, in a time of tumultuous change that our industry is going through, it just seemed to me that it was the wrong goal. And actually there were much more important things to actually consider as we go into this new world. One is, you know, how do we actually adapt with the media scene changing so radically and become relevant to our clients? So we've been, if you like, reinventing ourselves the last 2 years, and it hasn't been evident to a lot of people because you haven't seen the work. You have seen some stuff from the Philippines, which is in that new kind of space, and I think Andrew Petch has been doing a brilliant job. He's got a great partner in Matt Seddon. We have got a couple of campaigns coming through for P&G, and they're massive, but they take a long time to sell in. It's not like doing a scam print ad or some cheap TV production. It's not something that takes 2 months to do and then it's out into the marketplace. These things take 2 years to sell in, and then they take 6 months to actually get done and get into the market. So we've been quiet for a reason, because all this stuff is bubbling up under the surface. So you will, I promise you, you will see some stuff coming out soon. Possibly this year, definitely at the beginning of next year. But our agenda's changed. We're not going for the rankings. We think it's a hollow game now. It had its role at some point in the past. We still want our awards. We want our awards for things that are meaningful and purposeful. And look, you know, I'm the kind of CD who, I don't beat people with a stick. And I know there's other CDs in other networks who are saying, you've got to get those points or otherwise you're in deep trouble. I just think it's a futile game. I still encourage my CDs to go for the awards, but for the right awards and with the right work. And it's got to be real, it's got to be big, it's got to have scale. So that's why we've been quiet. Because also you don't boast about things until you've actually made things happen yet. So we've got things in the pipeline, but they just haven't happened yet. So we're just biding our time.